Hey, oh shit. What it be? What it do? It's Tony the Dude. What it be? Yo. Yer. What it be? What's good, homies? Chris. Hey, buddy. Let's bring everybody in. Welcome to the new overlay. Oh no, I have a third one. Hold on. Turn that. We gotta turn that.
Get a third one over, Chief.
Not yet.
There we go.
There we go. Hello. Welcome back.
Here.
What do you guys think? You like my new overlay?
I like it.
Isn't it fun and exciting and
It does look cool.
fresh breath air? I think that's how you're supposed to say that.
Fresh of breath air. What?
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
There you
Fresh
go.
of breath.
I thought you said it wrong the first time. I was
Hash
like,
slinging.
breath of air? What?
Hash
Oh, okay.
slinging.
He did say
Hash slinging slasher.
The hash slinging. The lash swinging.
the bash binging.
The trash picking slash.
You had it on mini. You needed to be on Wumbo.
You had it set to M for mini.
Whoop.
You need to have it set to W for
What?
Wumbo.
Whoever was driving the white sedan, you left your lights on.
Left the lights on.
We all Wumbo.
Whoever's the owner of the white sedan, you left your lights on.
Jesus.
Mayonnaise an instrument.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Mayonnaise an instrument.
Fellas.
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Horse riding
No,
is not an instrument
Patrick.
either.
This has been the SpongeBob segment of our stream. Thank you guys for joining us. Well, hello and welcome back everyone to the Jaeger D&D campaign. I am your host and dungeon master, TonyTheDudeTV. It is me. Yo, that rhymed. Did you hear that shit? Anyway, for those of you who are new to this is Team Jaeger, the homies, the boys. Jaeger is a RWBY-based D&D campaign set on the alternate timeline in the world of Remnant. I am the creator of said world. I control everything, to the wildlife in the forest, to the simple breeze, a wind in the air, to the monsters, villains in this world. This is the story of Jaeger. Joining me this week, I present to you.
This world.
I present to you. Oh shit!
Oh god
Oh
damn
god
it,
damn
no,
it!
not again.
I present to you Glacier Shang Snee.
That's not me.
Hi,
That
I'm
is not me.
Glacia.
Oh shit! Not again!
Glacia.
Not again!
I'm not Glacia.
I present to you Avery
issues.
Quinn.
That's not. No. What the fuck is this?
God damn it! I'll fix it. Present yourselves. Hello.
Damn it, Tony.
I forgot to fit. Well, every time you guys join, it always breaks. It's never the same. Anyway.
Maybe we should check this before we start.
Yeah, I should have checked. I forgot.
You forgot.
We
Anyway,
should have a streaming checklist, shouldn't we?
I probably should.
Probably.
Yeah, I thought everything was checked. I was like 99.99% sure everything was fine.
Tony, I'm gonna make you a checklist and send it to you.
I would love that. Lil, we'll start with you, since you're the first one on our little board there.
Hello.
Who is this?
Oh,
Who the fuck
That's
this?
me. Hi. I am Lilith. Lilith Relly.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Also, you can call me Hane if you want to. It's a
Hana Yuki?
Not exactly. It's the same name, but
Oh, similar concept.
I play
Different story.
Glacia. Yeah, similar concept. I play Glacia. Little Arctic fox gal. Also may or may not be playing someone else also that you might see later on. We do not know yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me.
But like, what is does Glacier Shang Schnee do? What does a day in the life of a
She
Schnee look
freezes
like?
things.
That sounds pretty accurate to me.
She freezes things. Most of the time it's Avery because the man does not want to leave her alone half the time.
True.
I
Well,
don't get why she has a problem with Avery.
She doesn't. You have a problem with her.
oh,
No, I
I
don't.
found me. I forgot I had a screen.
You forgot you had one.
I forgot I had one.
How'd you forget you had one?
Guys, I am Jade Rose, if y'all were wondering. Just in case y'all were wondering. I'd be doing some fun stuff. I'd be running really fast, so you can always find me, you know, going faster than the speed of realities. That's about it.
I don't think those words.
Especially.
realities.
Yeah, that's about it. I run fast. That's about it.
Barrier.
Avery, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, I am Chris Leo, voice actor
Extraordinaire.
extraordinary. Yeah, I do things. I do voices. May
You
hear me
voices?
on
Are you
things.
skits? Are you crazy?
No,
Do
I
you-
don't hear voices. I do voices. It's different.
Oh, okay.
It's different.
Are you sure you don't
Even
hear
though hearing
voices?
voices no longer wouldn't be a bad
I'm
one.
Chris Leo. I voice Avery Aquin.
Wow.
Voice. Why'd I say voice? I meant like I play.
I mean, you
I
do
am
voice
Avery
him.
Aquin.
That is true. That's
Yes, I
not
do
entirely
voice him as
inaccurate.
well. I mean, that's a project coming soon. Hush, 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 hush.
Ooh, the Avery solo story? The Avery movie? Yeah, imagine.
Maybe.
The Glacia movie?
Oh?
Anyway, Avery, build shit. Some shit is controversial. He is trying to, in a sense, figure out a way to destroy the Speed Force.
Damn.
Or
We
at
are-
least destroy an
Yeah, I mean, shit.
artificial Speed Force. But, honestly, the Speed Force is the root of all evil, I've assumed.
Damn. My speed,
mean,
my
the
force.
The Speed Force has caused every single break in the timeline.
Well,
if you-
listen. Listen, man. Just because we had help, we've done a couple of things doesn't mean other people haven't done other stuff. Take a look at Wanda Maximoff. I'm not the only one.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey.
Don't insult my girl. Hold on.
But she destroyed reality.
Yeah, but like
Change
she was mean. Like she was scary, and she went across the universe. She killed Captain Carter. What the fuck? What do you have to say to that?
Speaking, she killed herself. If you wanna be
Listen,
technical,
she was
she's
the one who
who
said
threw-
that
but
she could do this all day.
Captain Carter is the one who threw her shield at someone who can, manipulate things when they're in the air.
She did throw her shield at a telekinesis. That's crazy.
She said.
She also said, "I can do this all day." I don't think she did it all day.
I don't think she did
I'll
it
be
all
honest.
day. No, she did not do it all day.
Can we talk about the dude whose voice can destroy anything? Gets his mouth shut, and then decides to just,
What mouth?
Speak?
Yo, what that
Why
mouth
does he
do?
try to speak when he can't speak? And he tries and blows his own head up? Why
That
the
was
fuck
fun.
do
He said,
that?
"What that- what that mouth do?"
That was fun to watch.
That was
I don't
so
know why.
dumb. That was so fucking dumb.
It was spooky.
But the thing is, people don't realize that Wanda technically could have handled any of them. The only one she would have had trouble with is Black Bolt.
Why? Because he's
And-
black? No, I'm playing.
No, because his power is because the way his power works.
Oh man.
But they kind of like dumbed his power down in the movie.
Everyone got dumbed in that
Here's the
movie.
thing. Here's the fucking thing. If he didn't speak like a dumbass, he could have just cut himself a new mouth and spoke.
Very true.
True.
He's a
Wanda
fucking
could also do the
idiot.
same thing though.
What?
She could literally speak it. She could speak something into reality. In the comics, she literally speaks no more mutants and then gets rid of the world's mutant population.
Damn. Yo, that's
Yeah,
sick.
Wanda's kind of crazy.
I should take that
She's
idea.
busted.
I should totally take that idea.
Sounds like half the characters in this story.
Listen, man.
Sounds like half the
We
characters in the
we
story.
got a lot going on, man. Speaking of which, we are 13 episodes in. That's crazy,
Yeah,
isn't it?
wow. Kinda
13 sessions in, and things are dicing up in the story. Last time, lots of crazy stuff happened. We're in the sewers, and we're just getting into the sewers. We're like, it's going to shit in the handbasket. Might as well get to that part of the story where I say, previously on Jaeger.
On Jaeger.
Hold up. On Jaeger. Oh fuck! I fucked it up. Wait. Did I fuck it up?
God damn it, Tony.
I didn't fuck nothing up.
Tony.
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't
It's
prepared.
fucked in the up position.
It's
Could
fucking
be.
the upright position.
Who the fuck? Oh Jesus!
What?
That one letter. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's fucked in the upright position.
Ladies and gentlemen. Previously on Jaeger episode 12.
Fireball!
freelancers and rogues. Chaos and Mistral, the Spider Gang, and the Crown are in all-out turf war in the streets of Mistral City, while Mistral and Elysian authorities are trying to deal with the threats. Freelancer agents and huntsmen have been deployed to handle the grim outbreak. Team Jaeger, set on bringing down the Crown's dastardly plans, are coordinating their mission with the help of Team Shadow, led by Carter Locke, our boy. Together, they will infiltrate the Crown's HQ and take down their leadership. But are they prepared for the road ahead? Or has their reflections led them to their own undoing?
Waha.
We begin on a new day. I bring you the campaign of a lifetime.
The campaign begins.
Campaign begins. Ladies and gentlemen, what level do you guys remember yourselves as now? Because I have not.
7.
7.
7.
This week.
We haven't changed from 7 in a long time.
This
Yeah,
week,
so we haven't leveled up
we
yet.
level up to level 8.
Oh.
Oh, so we can level up now?
We level up now. Do it now.
Okay. Ooh.
Forever hold your
ooh.
peace.
Oh shit! Do I get fun things now?
You may get
Level
you
8
might.
Level 5, level 8 artificer. That's interesting.
It's kind of gay.
Where's my Avery? There's my Avery, my tabaxi artificer.
It's right where you left him.
Nice try, but two can play these games. Nah, no, you got it. So let's be honest. You are Athena. Badass India. Oh, motherfucker! You should have told us this You should have told us this earlier. It's a fucking ability score improvement.
Ah, shit, gonna have to be very. You gotta figure out what your point's gonna go into, man. It's a very tough decision, I know.
No, it's either that or a feat. And the problem is feats.
Get your feet out of. Get them dogs out of here, first of all. Second of all, let me set the stage. Fellas, as Jaeger wanders through the sewage system, we open up our day as previously we had just ended our mission, entering the sewer system, tracking down the Crown's HQ with the help of Team Shadow. This is our teams. We are in the sewer systems deep within, right at the ladder. You eventually start to wander for some time. And you begin to notice that the tunnels are narrow with many twists and turns, making it easy to get lost. Washington's nav beacon begins to short out, as do many power sources and devices on each player. The sewer systems echo in many waves of electromagnetic pulses, leaves behind lingering effect on everyone that causes them. Everyone sort of starts to have mild headaches and slightly blurry vision. Wash, how much further? My shields are not taking a liking to these waves. She says, hard to tell. These tunnels have been sealed away for a long time, but rumors say these tunnels shift, leaving many combinations of directions, which I bet is why the Crown has set up shop in here. Then Jade says, did it really have to be the stinky sewers? Unfortunately. So, we'll wait until you are ready with your characters, and we can begin the campaign.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do a sorcerer initiate. Since it doesn't really matter about us explaining why we choose feats, I'm just doing sorcerer initiate. I'm giving myself an additional fucking.
Oh, I got my roguish archetype this level.
Ooh.
But I only have one rogue archetype, which kind of sucks. So.
Yeah, I'm basically I can now just shorten the length of casting spells, so I can do crazy things with the bonus action.
I can sleight of hand things on my bonus action.
Oh, wait a minute, no, that doesn't make sense because never mind, I'm not doing that because I realized that I do other things with my bonus action. Sorry, this is why I needed time to think about my feats, because
Your feet.
that didn't come out right.
Stop. No one wants to talk about your feet, damn it. Them nasty ass. Put them dogs away.
Get them dogs out of here.
You guys can conversate with each other as you continue down the cave. You guys are kind of just walking for now. There are no threats available, but you do hear gunfire above.
I want to state all like the sewer
Explosions
water
and
that's
such.
like that we're walking next to. Every time Glizzy takes a step, it just starts slowly freezing. It's just freezing while she's walking.
Let me make a perception check on the water.
I will do that.
Oh, my bad. I gotta roll for
It's
you.
fine.
Hua.
16.
Well, we didn't roll. Okay, so I'll give you that because I didn't tell you. I didn't roll for you, but for now on, we're gonna roll in game. So, 16. Fine. As you navigate, you notice that when you look down at the water in the sewage system, you notice that it's not even really water. It's more of an acid, and instead of freezing it as you're walking by, you're seeing it almost like singe and turn into like almost like an obsidian. Like it's not entirely hardened, but it's more of like a.
Is this supposed to be water? I thought this was water.
Might be something down here we don't want to see.
Yeah,
Let's
probably.
go with
Keep your guard up regardless.
Tony. Here's a quick question: what is more Avery, Hex or Hunter's Mark?
I mean, if you want to play off the hunter's mark being like a huntsman mark, you can do that. I would say that would make sense.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, yeah, because this isn't evil Avery. This is good Avery.
Yeah.
So that means that Avery would not do evil things anymore.
Well, it's not entirely. I mean, it doesn't. There's a perception of good and evil. It doesn't make good. You could still be an asshole, but be a good guy.
Also, my charisma is now at 20,
Nice.
which means I get a +5 charisma now.
Wow.
Wow.
So, I'm gonna have you guys kind of progress down the cave some more.
Hunter's Mark is a fun spell. Gonna be dealing shit tons of damage. Oh yeah, I believe if I'm right, yeah. I can just use Hunter's Mark and it doesn't cost any. Nice. Fey Touch is actually pretty good. I get a teleport spell. Nice. I have some interesting spells now because I'm realizing that there are not a lot of good damage spells when I have my gun, which is super strong. So I have other uses for spells, like being able to walk on walls.
Ooh, Avery.
So, just Spider-Man?
Spider Climb is a spell. Avery has been working on some suction cup shoes.
Nice.
Stick to any
He's
surface.
just casually turning into Spider-Man.
More like
So he
suck,
doesn't
suck
do
man.
web shooters yet.
Exactly,
You
yet.
suck man.
Keyword, yet.
I mean, I can get web. Web is a second level spell. I can prepare it any morning.
Well,
That's the beauty
it is
of
what it is.
artificers. They prepare their spells every rest.
So
So
Avery,
Avery could pull. Yes.
you see that our friendly freelancer Shadow over here takes notice to your rifle and tosses you an ammo pack, especially a sort of special incendiary round pack for your sniper that should increase damage by a decent amount, at least by 5% when you do damage. You do a sort of incendiary piercing round. Incendiary, that's how you say it. I can't.
How many of those do I
pronounce
got
it.
so I can mark it down on my
So
thing?
she hands you one ammo pack that gives you, yeah, like one clip. You imbecile, you absolute buffoon. They're not clips, they're mags. Mag. I should do the.
No, we aren't
God
going
damn
to
it.
perpetuate that bullshit. Come on now. We're better than that.
No, you're better than that. God damn it. They're
I don't
mags.
use guns. I live in New York. Guns are not a thing in New York.
The same way that this is a mag. Like, pulls out his ginormous shit. She's like, be careful with those. They pack a punch.
Do they look shittily made, and also do they look like I could recreate them?
They don't look shittily made at all. I'm sure you probably could make something similar.
Could I roll like an insight check, or maybe some sort of like intelligence-based check for them?
13 for an insight check.
Insight, so that's +3, so 16.
So, you know that the ammo pack is professionally made and is from your kind of analysis of it, it seems like it's pretty good.
Can I recreate it?
Probably could. At somewhere else.
Obviously not here, but like just. So as of right now, I'm gonna throw in my bag.
It's not a complicated recipe of creating that sort of round.
Oh.
So yeah, your engineering skills have done you justice. You continue further and further. That's not even Pura. I thought it was Pura for a second. Let's see.
No, it is.
No, not this one.
Is it not?
That's not Pura.
I don't remember Weiss singing it.
That's not Weiss either.
Oh, good.
That's just the Japanese Pura.
So it's Pura.
It, not like Pura, like not voice, not English dub Pura is what I meant.
It's still Pura.
My mistake. I meant English dub Pura.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was about to say, wait, it's still Pura though.
And Tony, you never told me how many are in this mag.
I would say you got an 8-shot mag. That's the standard issue from Halo anyway. So.
Okay, so are there any stats connected to this, or?
When you roll damage, you're gonna be rolling a. So when you're gonna be rolling a D8 plus 5 fire incinerary damage.
So that's
Incendiary
on
and
top
piercing
of my
damage.
On top of his roll already?
On top of my 2d8 plus 5 piercing.
You're just adding the 5.
Hmm?
You're adding the 5, not an extra roll. You're just adding an extra 5 for the extra damage.
Oh, so I'm adding
it's just a
5,
plus
so it's
5.
now +10. Okay, so it's a stagnant +5 damage. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, so
I'm gonna
that's...
say, 'cause
Actually,
give me
wait,
a
I'm
D8.
wondering, what level does my one fun little spell evolve at? Does it evolve at level 8? It would be very funny if it did. Nah, I think it evolves at level 11, does it? Yeah, it evolves, at 5th level it goes up, then at 11th, and then at 17th. Damn. So
Right.
not until 11th it becomes... it's still strong, it's... so right now my, damage is... big. I need to try and, like, look at my,
So Washington, his nav beacon eventually completely shorts out, as another pulse of a shockwave pulses down the tunnel, almost like you get a visible wave of electricity. It shorts out most equipment, technology-based equipment, and it partially shorts out Jade a little bit. It like kind of sparks off of her. Ow! What the heck?
But did they do that without my knowledge?
It's not, there is no they, it's just a pulse wave. It's not, nobody did this, it's a pulse wave throughout the tunnel. Nobody in this group did it.
Okay.
It's a pulse wave
Okay, I
that
thought you said
affected everybody.
I thought you said Wash did it.
No, I said it affected Wash's nav beacon and the entire tunnel when the wave passed over everybody. So it affected
Does that mean
everybody.
I don't have my spells anymore?
I don't know, does...
All my spells are based off of technology.
You're
I
gonna-
feel like Avery,
So let's make-
would have always been prepared.
Let's make a technology check to see if there are any items on your inventory that short
so
out.
That's Tinker's tools plus proficiency, I believe. So it's,
Maybe we can do like a
it's
chance roll too.
It's intelligence plus.
Let's do a chance roll instead. Ugh, see what that does. So 50-50 chance that your equipment will short out. So let's roll. I've never done that before, so I'm guessing we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna roll and just normal,
So
and
if it's
then
a 1 through 10, some of his equipment shorts out. If it's an 11 through 20, it doesn't.
All right.
I think.
So let's see.
Are we adding anything to it?
Isn't that also adding your modifiers?
No, there's nothing to add because there's technically anything you wouldn't do that would. It's just a normal. It's gonna be a normal roll
Well, I mean,
based on the wave itself affecting technology, having nothing to do with
but
you.
Also, we're like going under the assumption that Avery wouldn't put any fail safes to make sure his weapons wouldn't be shorted
Well, that's why we
out,
rolled the chance.
knowing that he's being pursued by a dude who also understands technology and would make a EMP style device.
Well, that's why I'm saying. That's why we rolled a chance to see whether or not. So it's based on the roll of the dice. Whether or not it happens, it happens. So we'll see. Hiya! Nat 20. Okay.
Oh, so yeah, nothing shorts out.
So your technology is fine.
Okay.
You're also able to get a bonus from that is your data pad or whatever, any kind of computing device you have. You've been able to capture a kind of like essentially this what kind of weight, like you're able to pinpoint what kind of electronic pulse wave it is, and now you have a method of counter, like being able to make a failsafe if necessary.
Nice.
So you have like data to like protect from now a specific frequency and source. You see that the pulse wave also bounces off of the soldiers' shields on their armors.
His ears like twitch for a minute.
Shields are only gonna hold up so much under these waves. We need to hurry. You guys continue down the cave, hoping to find some sort of any kind of clue. You've been navigating for a while. The caves, from what Washington told everybody, is that the caves have a sort of way that they can shift and rearrange themselves so that the tunnel is never the same. The layout that you have on a physical map and or a data map is not at all an accurate map, as the cave is not an accurate. There is no way to map out something that's being constantly changed on random intervals. So as you've been navigating for a while, it almost seems like you've come across the same room like quite a few times. You then enter a large room that looks like very similar to the last wide open section you've been in, only I need everyone to make a perception check. So I'm gonna roll.
I was about to ask if I can make one.
Yeah. So let's make a roll for Lil. That's a 19. Make a roll for Chris. 15 for Chris.
15 plus 6 at 21.
Alright. Alright. So when you guys enter the room, you see a large sewer room that leads to a sort of cave network on the other side. But in the center of the room, you see a mirror. And in the mirror...
Wow, that's just... Wow, what timing?
Yo, I didn't even do that, bro. I did not even do that at all.
You did.
No, I didn't do that.
That's mirror, isn't it?
That is mirror.
Yeah, that's...
You see it in the mirror. You see Winston Wells. With a disheveled beard, nonetheless. He looks trapped in the mirror. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk over to it. Don't break the mirror. Avery turns around and says, "Don't break the mirror."
Well, why not? He looks like he's trapped in the mirror, so wouldn't that be how it works?
No, it
yeah,
would
but like,
not.
what if you break it and then he's like a million pieces of glass? That doesn't sound like it makes sense, Carolina says.
What
I don't know.
did she say? Because you cut out.
She says, that doesn't even make any sense.
So I just look up at Wells. Wells, how many times have I had to tell you not to go into the mirror dimension without a guide?
You notice he tries to speak, but he almost can't get any words out. You can't hear anything.
I'm going to try. I'm going to touch the glass.
Okay. Oop, that's not what I wanted.
Tony.
Let me delete these. What's up?
Why he's doing this? Am I allowed to stealth the other side of the room? Like the other side of like where the entrance is?
Oh, let's find out.
Or the other
14.
That's plus 9, so 23.
23. You were able to go into stealth and kind of Are you going up anywhere?
I'm going towards the. Isn't there another door across from us?
There is a door across, yes.
That's where I was going.
Okay. So you go and navigate. It seems like the doors are already open.
Can I just keep going? Can I just keep going?
I'm gonna leave you right there and come back to Chris really quick.
Okay.
I don't want to get too far ahead just yet. But Avery walks up to the glass and touches it. And it has almost like a shimmery effect the second you touch it. Almost like it activates in a sort of portal sense where the glass no longer is glass, but it's more of like almost like a liquidy, translucent portal feeling. And then you feel Wells' hand grab onto yours. And then the hat, you see his hat, the strip on his hat turns from brown to red. And you see his face morph from Winston's to Neapolitan's. And she pulls you in to the mirror.
Did I have any way to, Tony? Did I have any way to activate my suction cup shoes to make it so she couldn't pull me in?
She pulls you in.
Okay.
You do get pulled in, but
I guess this is a narrative thing. I guess.
Not really. It's more of just like it kind of happens as I described it when it does happen. It's not really anything that you can roll for. It's just kind of a surprising, like, oh shit, and it wasn't something you were expecting right away. Like a split second. Oh shit, and you're pulled in, and coming out of it, you see. Actually, they're not here yet. No. Oh, I did not mean to do. And my mirror's gone. Oh, I didn't.
Everything,
I tried to click on one thing and it had still everything selected. All right, give me a minute. Shit. I need my.
Tony, can I recommend something?
If you would like.
For the sake of timing, so we don't have to like continue to wait on you to roll the jankiness of the roll dice in game, which is kind of janky. Can we just use like dice rollers from D&D Beyond, since me and Lil both have D&D Beyond dice rollers?
The only reason I'm saying no is because I want it. The purpose is to have it on screen. Like all you really have to do is add it up. That's like the only like. That's all I'm saying. All it's the purpose serves so it's on screen so we can like have a visual to it, if that makes sense. That's why I do it like that.
Yeah, no. I guess for me, just it feels like it wastes so much time, especially when
not really
with multiple people rolling.
Not really, because I just do one person at a time. I mean, it's a quick roll too. It's not really a whole thing. Let me get some of us got disappeared too. Avery. Jay's gone too. I lost Jade too. There she is. Oh no. Shadow got deleted too. How did I delete Shadow of all people? It's okay. She's supposed to do that. And actually, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna change up what I was gonna do before. So when Avery goes in, surprisingly enough, a Winston comes out, and he tumbles to the floor like, I've got it, I got it, oh my god, I've cracked the case. The story of a lifetime. You see Vlad kind of reacts like, Wells?
Tony, can I do one thing?
Sure.
Can a random glass bottle fly out of the mirror and hit Wells, and there's just a note that says, "No, you didn't. I told you not to do this dumb shit."
Sure, why not? So, I will take you, Chris, to where you were pulled into.
Okay.
When you enter the mirror, you were pulled out to the other side. The world is still building. Hold on.
Loading.
It's loading. Everything's still loading.
Loading screen.
When it was loading it, you fucking glitched out and I couldn't hear you anymore.
That's okay.
Loading screen.
It'd be like that sometimes. You eventually fly out of the mirror to the other side, And you find yourself
What?
in the heart of the Spider Gang territory base. And you see,
Motherfucker.
the first thing you see upon entering, you see a stack of crates, and building up is all of the main members of the crew. Roman Torchwick, Neapolitan, the twins, and standing right directly ahead of you, Miss Malachi herself. Well, there's the pretty face I was looking for.
Is there any reason you have to drag me through portals? Honestly, a text would have been so much easier.
Well, now that wouldn't be any fun, would it?
No, it wouldn't be fun, but at least, you know, I'd get a bit of a heads up.
You know, give me a heads up on this.
Easy.
Well, don't know if you realize what's going out in the real world, kid, but reality's looking a little fuzzy.
I love that line.
Shit. There are so many things you don't know about.
And
I'm the only one trying to fix half of them. Apparently. Because apparently the biggest motto out for today is just ignore it. It'll be fine. Fate's supposed to happen. Some bullshit like that.
well, that is exactly why we have called you here. You see,
If you're gonna ask me to work with you, I have nothing to say to you. And he speaks directly to Malachi.
well, I'm sure we have lots of talk about, sweetheart, because you see the portal disappears behind you. Like, because we have a lot to discuss.
What have you got to discuss with me?
Right now,
You mad that
a
you mad that I
large
escaped?
army of my own people are out there in a turf war for Mistral. And you see, the gangs around Mistral have had a pact for centuries. That we all remained neutral from one another, that we don't interfere with each other's crime syndicates until one man disrupted that peace. And today, we lost a lot of our people, and that can no longer stand. You see, we wish to work with you, because I think together we can bring peace to Mistral again.
You call human trafficking peace?
I don't human traffic. You have me mistaken for that damn dirty crown. You see, the Spider Gang
I'm
operates
looking
in
her
their
dead in the
own
eyes.
interests. She just smirks as
Sure
you're
you
looking at
do.
her.
There's no one here. There's no authorities here. It's just you, me, and a bunch of hired goons. I'm aware of your operations.
Then clearly you don't know enough, kid.
I love Torchwick, I'm sorry.
It's like, you have a very strange misunderstanding of our cause. You see, we are not the ones who traffic your precious people. You see, that would be your friendly crown. Because I bet what you don't know is why they do what they do. You see,
Let me guess. Some girl who's shrouded in lightning came to them from the past and told them of a great injustice and that they must form a bond or something? I don't know. All these speedsters have gotten a bit confusing nowadays.
well, with that attitude, no wonder speedsters have been banned from Menagerie. And from Mistral.
Well, you know, honestly,
Bet you didn't know that little tidbit when you walked in here.
actually,
Goliath,
thanks.
the big man upstairs, has declared that no speedsters were ever allowed again to enter Mistral. Which means your little friend is in very much danger. He has just a very Joker-like laugh. And you see Neo just kind of shatter and reappear next to him.
I did at him dead in the face and I say, buddy, you know, you had me so close to liking you without that laugh. Date my sister, please stop acting creepy. Love of God.
Oh, Neo. I guess he doesn't want the part of the play. How sad. She then kind of like...
I will hear you out. So
Like-
I don't want a part of the play, I just like to talk.
Well,
I
you seem like a man of hard evidence, so may I present to you Johnny. Bring it in. Brings in a hologram tape that kind of sets in the center of the room. It shows live imagery, photographs, all kinds of data on the Crown's every doing, as they have their own
How much of this
spies.
do I already have?
Not at
much
all.
of this do
None
I
of
already-
it. That's why he's showing it to you. No, you did not.
I thought I got stuff from Aver.
Not a lot. Just you got a map. You got a map, and that was it.
Oh.
So he shows you data of what they've been doing. From what you're seeing, you see they run a trafficking ring underneath Mistral in the underground territories, where people with powerful semblances are taken and put through trials, sort of fight clubs, if you will. Losers, even though with powerful semblances, they are sent away, and the winners stay in the ring and to gain their freedom.
Does any of this setup sound like the operations for the people who took me?
Who took you?
This gang, the fucking.
They did? Okay, so...
Yeah, little misses. I can't. Malachi's gang.
Then no, because this isn't Little Miss. This is the Crown. That's what he's showing you.
I know that Little Miss is lying, right?
You do not, because she is not lying to you. You get the
So
feeling
how-
that they are very serious about what they're talking about. As you can see around the room, you can feel the energy of other crew members. A lot of them are sad. You can see some of them crying, mourning, helping each other, because a lot of people they cared about died tonight in the streets of war.
Tony, I was referring to the I was referring to me like challenging her in the fact that she does human traffic or faunus traffic.
That's what I'm saying. She said you know she's not lying because she is telling you the truth. She does not. The Spider Gang is not responsible for human trafficking. That is why they are showing you the data to the Crown, who does human and faunus traffic. That is the gist of what we're getting at here.
Well, then who kidnapped me?
Neo.
That is my question.
That's why you're here. Yo.
No. No, I
Do
get
you not remember my backstory that I told you 3 years ago?
I know your backstory, but that's not what we're doing right now. You're also telling me shit that I'm like, I don't know what you want me to, I don't know what my reaction's supposed to be. All the information I'm giving you right now is related to this current story. It has nothing to do with, I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at.
But saying that my backstory exists while also saying that this event is what Miss Malachi said is true is in direct contradiction.
I have an idea to fix this.
Thank you, Lil.
I have an idea to fix it. So, Chris, how old was Avery when he was trafficked by the Spider Gang?
It was like 5, I think, 5 or 6.
So put it this way, that they stopped trafficking years ago.
Well, that and Malachi wasn't the leader until recent years. There was another head of the family prior to this. When Malachi came into all of this, she took the reign of the Spider Gang from the previous leader, who was more along the lines of like dark criminal activity. Which as Malachi, she has her own sort of like crusade, where they're not exactly huntsmen, they're not exactly gang or like they're more of a gang, but they don't. A lot of their doings is is very, like, kind of secluded to their gang, like, everything that they do. So, anything that would have existed from your past is no longer a thing in this current, like, version of the gang. The gang has changed.
This point of the gang.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm assuming that the group that I was dismantling in Vascuo was not the
If anything,
Malachi gang, it was probably the Crown.
yes. That's why I'm kind of connecting the two. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I just didn't know what you were talking about because I didn't know that specifically.
Honestly, I didn't understand what you were talking about.
I got you.
I knew what understood both of you.
I thought I understood myself pretty well.
I understood both of you.
You and me need to have a conversation about, like...
Well, you expected me to remember something from 3 years ago that is a very...
I'm gonna have stuff written down for you, Tony.
Cool. Sounds great. Anyway, back to the scene. So, you see all this information about the Crown's doings, and you see that pretty much the Crown, they sell people to not just anybody. A lot of times they sell Silver-Eyed Warriors is one of the notable ones. You also see that they sell them to Huntsman Hunters, another organization specifically set on hunting and killing huntsmen, almost like a laughing coffin, if you will.
Okay.
And
anything connected to sales directly to Jacques?
You do see that not a whole lot of information goes about into the deep details of it, but you do see that at one point in time, Merlot Industries and Schnee Does Company have been in collaboration at one point, working on technology.
Sorry, am I gonna run to the bathroom quickly?
Go ahead.
Okay, we're back.
And then you see
nothing about.
Huh?
You keep cutting out for me, Tony. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So, what's it called? Yeah. So anyway, Roman says, you see, the big bad wolf upstairs, the Goliath. He was the one thing keeping peace in Mistral. But now the rules have changed. It's what you don't realize. He made a big bad wolf. Big bad wolf made a deal with the devil. That deal. Well, the deal has been altered. He was the one thing keeping the witch from coming to our land.
So, Torchwick, one thing, just one small recommendation. I understand some of the references you're making, but can you give me names? Like, I know who the witch is. The witch is... I have an understanding about who she is. I have an understanding that she is not good. I have an understanding about a person I know who's trying to use her, who I'm worried about. That's besides the point. Who is the big bad wolf and who is the devil in this analogy you're using?
Let me put it simpler for you, kid. The Goliath.
It's direct.
The Goliath is the head of the Crown. The big
That I know.
bad wolf that I speak of. He, well, let's just say he has a very large reputation throughout all the gangs. A point where which no gang would ever trifle with what their dealings. Which is what has kept our gangs from going into war like this long times ago.
It's a what the fuck did I call it? A nuclear deterrent.
Yes. And the Goliath made a deal with the devil. The princess, if you will. The master of the Grim.
The witch.
Indeed.
Alright.
As long as he continued his business and handing over dolls to the princess, and his operations are safe. And she will never come to Mistral. Something changed.
You know, Eidolon, is that what you're going to tell me next? Eidolon made things change?
Not exactly.
I know more. I'm guessing you don't even know who Eidolon is.
Kid, I know every stinking kid in this city. If you don't think I know that you have a mirror counterpart, well, I'd say you're heading down the same path.
It's not a mere counterpart. It's a version of me from a timeline that was destroyed by a speedster who is desperately clinging to life. At least that's the science behind it.
Neo, if he goes to another tangent again about scientificness and correcting me on the simplistic details, you have the ability to slap him at your will. Kid.
I just look at Neo.
Kid, I'm only trying to keep this simple for everyone involved. Your friends are in danger.
You don't think I know that?
You don't understand. You all tipped the scales. And now she's back. She's coming. But the thing you're trying to prevent may be the very thing that kills us all. Think about the one thing that could defeat an immortal goddess. Well, why don't you take a look in the mirror? And you turn around, look in the mirror, and you see your future self, but like it's just a reflection. It's not like actually him or anything. But the mirror reflects future Avery, Eidolon Avery, at you.
What are you saying? Are you saying I need to turn into him in order to kill her?
No.
That doesn't.
But
I don't. You are not making things simple. You are.
Maybe if you would let me continue, I would have told you.
An analogy.
But that wouldn't be any fun. You see, kid, if you release the god, we can have. You can. Imagine it. The streets. Gods versus gods. A true show. It would be glorious. And we would be right there in the chaos.
But why do you want chaos? Order's safer. Order's
But
better.
it's just so boring.
So are you asking me to unleash two gods on this timeline? Is that what you're asking?
Kid,
I can't understand your references and analogies.
Oh. Neo, I thought your scientist brother was any smarter. Kid, you let your other self be released. And this Grim Princess we've all feared. Well, let's just say I don't think she'll be much of a problem anymore. But only time will tell.
Yes, because we will have an immortal god who is gonna rewrite time, as it were, and then none of us are safe. Let's see, we have two immortals. Which one do you think is easier to kill? One that can summon slime puppies, or one that can alter time?
Don't underestimate a good slime puppy, kid. He just jumps up to the top.
I just look over at Neo. Can you please, for the love of God, get him to stop speaking in analogy?
Then let me explain to you. The Spider Gang would like to align ourselves with you, so that we, together, can take down the crown. And the Spider
What do I
Gang...
get in return?
Well, peace. As the Spider Gang will resume the top of the food chain in the criminal underworld, and we will do as promised. We will not be the criminals that have run rot in the city. We will bring order. And we will ensure that no gangs can ever turf war again in the streets of Mistral. It will be balanced once again, just as it were. Business as usual.
Business as usual. Fine, but I know there are some in your organization that are responsible for trafficking of the past.
You referring to an older Spider Gang? Oh, I can find them for you, sweetheart.
I want them. I
It's
want
a deal.
them in a room with me for a period of time that could last between 1 and 12 days.
That can be
That's what I
arranged. My scouts in Vacuo can already begin.
Very good. And I would like any information in the future about any trafficking going on in any of the cities within your purview. We have a deal.
I believe we do.
He extends his hand.
And you shake. Deal has been made. The Malachi.
And you, and I point up to Torchwick. 1, please, for the love of God, start talking normal. And 2, if you ever hurt my sister, I will make sure that no one will ever find you again. And he turns around and opens his own portal out of there.
He says, and as you disappear, he says, under his breath, he says, I highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
And he just feels a prick in his thigh as just a shard of glass is stuck in his leg.
Small shard of glass.
You then see, when you go through your portal, you don't end up where you think you're going to, but I'm going to use this as an example.
Motherfucker, not again!
You enter
Why?
another room, and you are with Neo, one-on-one. Where is she? And sitting on the floor is a teapot and a small cake. Today is Neo's birthday. She then gestures to sit, and she kind of crisscross applesauce sits in a very elegant way.
Avery puts away his weapons and then plops to the ground, crisscross.
She then fills up the 2 teapots. Can I get tea out of here? Is there tea? Tea. Fuck. That's not tea. Tea. Fuck. Alright, there's a book. That's the closest I got to a tea, apparently. Ugh. That's kind of cool. That looks nothing like it, but anyway. She does that. There we go. This magic shit. Oh, here we go. Oh, perfect! That's so perfect! What the fuck? Alright. She cuts a slice of cake and hands it to you.
I take it.
And it is probably the most delicious cake you've ever tasted in your entire life.
I smile and I just go, he's taking care of you, right?
You see her look down, like kind of look off, blushes, smiles, big bright smile. She looks back at you and she nods.
Good. He ever does anything to hurt you, tell me, and I'll make sure he isn't found again.
She then just goes. She rolls her eye. She rolls her eyes, but she's like, "Yeah, I got it."
I'm your brother. I'm happy to hear from you again. Well, hear from you again. This is hearing.
She then looks at you and goes, She gestures towards your pocket where if you remember a couple episodes ago during Fortune and back alley deals or whatever,
Back alley bargains and frost
yes,
Frosty Fortunes
you,
and Black Alley Bargains.
you got her notebook, and she would very much want her notebook back. You kind of took her notebook.
I just hold it up and say, "Get it, grab it from me," knowing that I'm taller than her.
Tries to get it.
And then he just puts it in her hand and ruffles the top of her head.
You can see a top hat appear on top of her head. And it's the same hat as Roman's. And she kind of tucks the book up in her hat. And then she kind of puts it down, and you see you can see the inside of the hat. There's nothing in it. And then she puts it back on her head. Like she did a magic trick.
Please, whatever you do, just don't do anything too dangerous. If you are with the Malachi gang and you are only causing a little bit of chaos, it's fine. Please don't break the world. You can break some things, but not the world. Breaking things is fun. I break things all the time.
She kind of just goes, eh. And then you just notice in the back of the room, you kind of just see a pile of treasure.
Avery smiles.
Just like all the shit she stole.
And then Avery, stealing's fine as long as they're assholes. If they're assholes, steal as much as you want. And then Avery pulls out the little whoopee cushion of ice and hands it to her. If you want to have some real fun, plant this under someone's ass. It'll be hilarious.
She then takes it and keeps it in her stash. She also shows you to why she really brought you here, other than her birthday and stuff. She goes up to a board on the wall, like almost like a crime board, like with lines and shit. Although there's not much on the board, you do see a picture of Adam Taurus on the wall. She then points to the picture of Adam and then stabs a knife through the picture. And she looks at you.
Adam's a troubled person, yes. But his heart is in the right place.
She then points up to where one of the other lines that are connected to Adam's photo, it points up to a picture of the crown. And then she points to a picture of the school that also connects to everything. The academy.
Adam is using the crown to get into the school so that he can access the gateway. Is that what you're telling me? I can guarantee he's not working with the crown. He's helped me take down a portion of the crown in Vacuo. I can promise you Adam's a good guy. Troubled, but good. He wants the best for his people.
She then uses a crayon and draws on the board, and she just writes, "Be careful," on the board. And then she goes ...
I will. He may be my friend, but I understand he's playing with a live hand grenade. I understand that he has a tendency to go overboard, and that he can, in fact, lose himself in what he's doing.
You then see her go back over to the table, and she pulls out an action figure of a Grim. She slams it down and looks at you dead in the eye.
I understand his connection with the witch. He thinks he can use her. I told him not to. I think it's too risky. But I couldn't stop him. So I will just acknowledge that he is playing with very dangerous things.
You then see her she does one last thing. she skips over to the final painting on the wall, and she points to the painting, and the painting is it's not anything in particular, but it's a picture of like a landscape, and the landscape, you can tell the like time of the year is springtime, and she kind of just like leans up against it.
Right, is this something about one of those? I know Avery knows about the maidens, right?
You heard about it because Adam told you the story back in that episode.
Right.
Back alley deals.
So you're saying this has to do with is it the fall maiden or the autumn maiden? I always.
Spring?
She then points again. Right, she points again back to the painting and like aggressively points at it.
The spring maiden, is that what you're referring to? So, do you have a name for me? Really helpful if I. Okay.
She then stabs another knife into the same Adam photo.
Please don't kill him.
She just keeps pointing at it.
I pull out a piece of paper. What is it? Find him? Is that what's important here? Pen and paper.
She then.
Stabbing is not a.
She then points back and says, "He found her."
Oh, he found the maiden. He found the maiden. Is that what you're saying? Guess I'm going to have to pull on a few strings myself, aren't I?
As she kind of concludes the conversation,
Avery flops back on the ground and sips his tea lying on his back, and then continues to eat some cake.
She then takes a slice of cake, and she kind of like looks at you, looks at you. You're a little disheveled. You've been doing a lot recently, and she kind of like fixes your hair a little bit, and then she shoves a piece of cake into your face, and then pushes you into a mirror, sending you back to where you came from. And you return as
I return with cake all over my face.
We return, and you still see Winston Wells kind of go. It all makes sense now. The plan, everything. They are literally kidnapping people. Can you believe it? I was right, and they told me that I was wrong. This is the story of a lifetime. Imagine it. The Crown, a group of violent extremists, semblance takers, trafficking humans and faunas through their hidden network, auctioning power dolls to the one true king. It all makes sense. Do you believe me? You have to believe me.
Avery just like flips a bottle in his hand. Cake's still on his face. Just smashes it over Wells' head, knocking him out.
I'm not gonna have you. He's not gonna get knocked out, but you are gonna smash the cake into his face.
No, not cake, a bottle.
A bottle? Oh, well.
Avery just has bottles.
Let's see. Okay, you knock him out. Well,
He was losing it.
that was annoying. Shadow goes over. I'll pick him up.
Why not? Well, you can just put him in my bag, and I open my bag. He can fit in it. It only has like 10 minutes of air, but he can fit in it.
Yeah, not happening. Wash then picks him up, puts him on his shoulder. He's like, so, where the hell were you? Jade says. She's like, where did you go?
Also, Glacier's still across the room, by the way.
I brought her back.
Avery's like mouth is covered in cake. Went to a birthday party.
Well, that sounds like fun. So, aren't we like on a mission or something, guys?
Well,
I want to mention you guys keep seeing Glacier's ears twitch like every time she's hearing something. She's gonna see the ears twitch each time.
well, good news. I know that. What exact? What info did I really pull out of that from the encounter with Malachi?
You told her
Basically-
that you know exactly what the crown is all about now. We only had really vague, like, ideas about what they do and, like, what their whole thing is, and now we have more of an idea of what they're doing. We also established that now we are going to be working with the Spider Gang, so that now in this conflict we're not fighting everybody, but the Spider Gang will actually work alongside of us instead of fighting us. So now it's pretty much up to us to track down, continue our search for the Goliaths lair, and take them down if we can.
So I informed them. All right. Well, what he said. The crown kidnaps people, human and faunus, and they sell them to people, including a queen, a princess.
You see Glacia hop down as she's pretty much explored the next area ahead and found nothing of note that was really interesting, other than the cave kind of goes deep into a dead end where it looks like there was once some sort of like network down here, to where now it's just kind of empty and abandoned. So it wasn't anything much notable in this section. As she returns, she sees Avery has finally returned from the mirror.
He's like, "Hey guys, there's nothing. Where did you? Weren't you over there last time I saw you?"
The mirror then disappears.
You know what?
I just went to a party. It's fine.
Why, we're in the middle of a mission?
Wasn't by choice. By the way, don't attack the Spider Gang anymore.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
You mean the Malachi gang?
Yes.
Aren't they the ones in the middle of this conflict?
They are not. The crown is in the middle.
Oh, that's not true like it.
Malachi gang is fighting the crown. They just are hair trigger at the moment, but I had a conversation with their leader, and
So you talked out a deal with the leader of the person starting turf war?
You see Carolina,
No,
she
they
says,
not-
hate to break it to you, but they may listen to you guys and not attack any of you, but we are freelancers. We're aligned with the Elysian military. They will probably shoot us on sight if we get near.
then it looks like it's our job to fix this shit.
Well, we'll lead you to where we have to go, and we'll continue onward.
Why are there two of me?
Oh. That was the original you.
That was the original you.
Well, we mustn't waste any
What the
time.
hell happened? Why is there two of you?
Oh, that's just one of my mirror clones. He doesn't understand when it's okay and not okay to just appear. Just wants to be included.
You see Jackson, he
You
says...
lonely?
You see Jackson, he says, I feel an overwhelming amount of trouble ahead. We must continue onward. My abilities are not as strong as they are in the up top, but I can do what I can to find the next way ahead. You didn't see him leave his body. And then you see...
I'm hearing something. I don't know what it is.
You see Carter also do the same thing. And he's like, I will join you. You see you see two ghostly figures like acknowledge each other, like almost they had no idea that they could do the same kind of shit, so they're like, alright, bet, and they float off together, and left behind are two empty bodies that are just standing there.
Kate, your ears keep touching too? Like, you hear something, or is it just me?
I'm here, like, you ever hear that, like, if you ever, like, heard, like, a high-pitched, like, frequency
that's
sound
what-
effect? That's what
that's
she's
fun.
hearing. You see her ears, like, when, this entire time her ears have had, like, a tilt downward. Like, she's, like, her ears are, like, hurting. She's like, is it getting louder?
I don't know. I just hear it.
Tony?
My ears just keep twitching.
Oni.
Yes, Chris.
Avery's just gonna go off into the corner, and he's gonna pull up his scroll and just text Adam.
Alright.
Brother, A lot of shit's going on. I need an update. What are you doing with the crown? And who is the Spring Maiden?
And send.
And send.
You then feel the room suddenly shift and rumble, crackling. It kind of throws everybody off balance for a moment as the room, you see the hallway down the way almost like starts to turn and disappear as the room is shifting and kind of recalibrating, as Wash's theory was correct that these tunnels rearrange themselves. So
why did we put ourselves in a Rubik's Cube?
You then see that the center floor that we're all standing in, this kind of like, we're also kind of standing in like sort of an acid, but because of Glacia is more of an obsidian now, so it was a walkable surface. Just kind of
like, it froze
it begins to start sinking as the floor beneath is kind of going downward, and there's more, now it's more of a pool than anything. Everyone kind of quickly jumps up to the side railing where the up top here, the actual ledge, and we find ourselves in a new version of this hallway that has done its thing. Let me come over to you guys.
Right then.
Uh-oh.
We're all ghosts.
I know, they all just, it didn't load in, I gotta re-put them in.
You're all ghosts. Ghosties.
Carolina.
So Washington?
Agent Washington.
So
Well,
Washington, what's an interesting story you've had?
well, believe it or not, he goes, well, I was known for having a grappling hook stuck to my balls.
What?
What? Alright, I remember that animation.
He's like, I didn't want to end up like Georgia, okay? I don't want to talk about it.
Lacey just turns around and she's like, what?
She's like, you know, if you would have activated your jetpack sooner, I wouldn't have had to do that. He's like, yeah, but it was also my first time using a jetpack. Yeah, she's like, clearly.
Wait, do you still... I'm sorry, this is just morbid curiosity now. Do you still have balls, or are they mangled?
It was, he was luckily, rest assured, they are still there.
That's good.
Yeah, tell me about it. Anyway, can we move on from that? I don't want to ever remember that again.
Hey, Tony.
That was traumatizing, he says.
Tony, Washington just looks over and Avery pulls a grappling hook out of his bag and just starts...
I will send you across the multiverse, and it will hurt.
I will send you across the multiverse, and it will hurt.
He then shows off his semblance so that he can open breaches to other worlds, like to other multiverses.
Avery just looks at Wash.
He's like, one portal, and you're gone.
For ears, for hearing.
I can get back.
So what are you trying? You trying to hear anything?
I just want to hear. I want to see if like I can hear closer where the mechanism actually is, so we can get it closer.
So, you rolled we rolled a 3. What's your addition to that?
10.
10? Okay.
So it's plus because of the plus 7.
Okay, so that's good. So, you actually hear like as it shifted, it almost seems like that electromagnetic pulse that was kind of sending off these waves and like sending off this frequency. It almost seems like it has 100% gotten louder, as Jade described. And it almost seems like the frequency has gotten higher, and that may be a result of being closer to it. So you start to get the idea that you are maybe closer than you were before to this pulse.
So Jade, you are right.
She's like, yeah, it's gotten louder and it hurts. It starts to, it gives...
Did you make earmuffs that are ice and put her on top of the cat ears for?
Jade,
there.
You see another pulse echo throughout the hallway like it did last time, setting another wave of electricity. I'm gonna have Jade roll, because I'm gonna have her roll with disadvantage as well. Okay, so with a 10, you see Jade's, she starts to spark kind of erratically. and you see that her aura almost flashes a colorful color, and she's like,
No, not again. Not
this
again.
hurts.
No, not again. We're not doing that again.
She's like,
Stay one color. Avery,
Okay.
is there something to help that?
I think I'm fine.
I mean, there's several things we can do to help that.
Not taking her speed, Avery.
I don't have that anymore.
She says, I swear to
No.
God, if you bring that thing anywhere near me, I will fuck your shit up.
I will fuck your shit up.
What I have that might help is heroin.
No.
I'm still mad at you for having that, by the way. Ugh.
So she's changing color.
No, she's just sparking lightning, essentially. Like
Oh, you think
the
sparking
the
is
waves
color.
have kind of affected her speed. Like are affecting her
No,
negatively.
I said that because you said that she was sparking different colors. I thought so.
Oh, well, she did spark different colors too.
Oh, okay.
Like for that one instance.
No, Jade.
All I can tell is we're getting closer because the sound definitely got louder and.
Jade, I feel like every bad story you've told me always involves the Speed Force.
Well, duh. What do you think I do for a living? I run.
I
Baby,
run. What do you
don't
think I do
use
for a
Speed
living?
Force.
Run.
What else am I supposed to do? She then looks down kind of sad a little bit. She says, my speed has always been a part of me, my whole life. I don't know what I would do without my speed, really. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to become a hero. The second I got my powers, I knew everything I wanted to do. I wanted to be...
Don't you ever want to live a happy, normal, safe life?
Safe wouldn't be
That's
my life,
technically
though.
not- I would say safe in our line of work doesn't really make sense.
I know if I had the chance to just live in a world free of prejudice and hatred and just be happy and safe with my family, God, I'd pick that life in a heartbeat.
I mean,
It
it'd be
sounds nice
but
in theory,
then how
but-
quick would you get bored?
The world isn't the same as a fairy tale.
Also, think of how
Avery-
bored you get. You'd be doing the same thing quite literally every day. It'd kind of get boring.
I'd be happy with boring. At least then the world wouldn't be ending every single fucking day.
Well-
That's fine.
That, again, it's a nice theory, but it's not our world. And there are real threats out there and real people doing bad things. And if anyone's out there that can stop it, I want to be one of them. I can't sit around
What
and
if-
just do nothing.
Here's my question. This is all hypothetical. If there was a world in which we could be free and happy and safe without prejudice or hatred, would you be willing to abandon this one? Or
Abandon?
life? Abandon, yes.
No. This world is what it is, you know? We can't change what happens. Everything happens
Filled
for a
with
reason.
hatred? I don't believe in that sentiment. Children being ripped away from their families, Jacques Schnee's heinous acts, none of that should have happened.
I don't disagree with you, but
I was about to say you're not wrong,
who could...
but in the long run, nothing really would. I feel like they would just change it out for something worse that happened.
I mean, sure, if I could go back in time and change it, I would, but
I'm not saying change time, I'm saying jump off a sinking ship.
Isn't it the same thing?
No. Not at
listen,
all.
if I could go back and find out what happened to my mom, where she went, I would, but
I mean,
I
if I
can't.
could go back and not be born in the White Fang, that would also be a fun time. But
I mean, hey,
life
we
isn't like a fairy tale.
I mean, I say hypothetical, but I do pull Stuart out. We do have an example of a being from another world.
What?
I mean, there were...
Stuart?
Washington says, well, there are countless worlds out there.
Stuart, there's other worlds, right?
Well, yeah, of course there's other worlds, man. You should have seen the world I was at. There was a cool raccoon, and I used to buy stuff off him all the time. I used to get hugs from him all the time. It was great. You should really. One of these days, I gotta take you guys to my homeworld.
Is your homeworld safe for all faunus?
What's a faunus?
People like me and Glacia
Glacia points at her ears.
What about that guy? Is he a faunus too? He points at Locke. He's like,
No.
not exactly.
No, that's a human.
That's a human. Their kind
What?
has harassed our kind for many years.
Well,
Adam had nothing to do with the White Fang. For the love of God! Sienna Khan!
he says, well, he's like, I don't have anything against anybody except for cats. Sometimes cats used to chase us around a lot. Jade turns around, she's like, cats? And he's like, ah! Oh, sorry. You're not a bad cat, right? No, I don't think so. She then turns into a cat. Poof. And it goes.
Does she have the uncontrollable urge to chase Stuart?
In her cat form, you see her like, you ever see like when a cat like wiggles its tail and it's almost like a very like suspicious, like it's like you can tell the cat's like plotting. It's almost like she's almost like she's like.
He just grabs Jade by the collar. No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed.
All right, fine.
Change back.
No, I'm not changing back.
I will throw you into the obsidian, Jade. Turn back.
Make me.
Glacia walks over and holds her over top of the obsidian.
She looks down. She's like, she looks back up. She's like, you wouldn't.
No, Glacia, don't.
As she's slowly letting her hand drop more.
Avery pulls out a spray bottle and just goes. Bad kitty, bad.
You didn't see her speed back into her normal form. She's just like wiping.
That's so hard.
Wiping the water off her face. She's like, you messed up my hair.
Anyway.
Don't eat Stuart. He's our friend.
I didn't want to eat him. I just wanted to be friends with him.
It looked like you were about to eat him.
Your tail said otherwise.
I was just
Trust
gonna.
me,
I was just gonna smack him a little bit, but I wasn't gonna.
That would hurt him, Jade.
That would have hurt him.
It would have been funny.
No, it would not have. It would not have been funny.
To
Avery
you,
just
maybe.
says, okay, Stuart, maybe you want to turn into a hat for me?
I would love to. He poofs into a hat.
I want him to turn into the hat that Neo wears. And he's just gonna put it on his head. And just go, alright guys, let's go.
So, Tony, can
Ooh,
I do
I
another,
wanted to include something really quick. To continue that one conversation they were having. You hear Locke kind of speak up. He says, you know, speaking about the past, there's one thing I wish I could do. Wish I could go home and see my father one last time. I never got to say goodbye when I went to the war. Jade says, you were in the war? What war?
She turns back, she's like, you and me both.
He says,
I look at Locke and go, war. It doesn't change, does it?
Good. War never changes. He says, she's like, how? She goes, wait a minute, how old are you? Well, I may look as though I'm 21, but I've existed for 84 years. I was locked, frozen in time until I was recovered. Just a few years ago.
Captain America.
Glacia's kind of like walking. You
I
kind
don't
of
know
see
who that
Glacia like
is.
walking forward, jumping. She's like playing hopscotch. She's like, in the long run, if you really think about it, there's all things we want to do. We all want to go to see new things in a different world. But if you really put it into perspective, our world's its own beauty, even if it's got its problems. Each world has their own problems. Ours just happens to have these ones.
Ours just happens to have speedsters that don't know not to change time.
I don't even do that anymore.
Then again,
After you did it before!
I didn't even mean to when I did.
If speedsters are a multiversal thing, technically all worlds have them. Ours just uses them differently and has different uses for them.
Yeah, you can't classify every speedster to be a time-traveling maniac. Just because we can For whatever reason, we have been given incredible powers.
Playing hopscotch in front of everyone.
She says, I understand, Avery.
Hopscotch.
She says, but at the same time, we've been given incredible power for reasons we don't really know. And with great power comes great responsibility. We have to uphold that, you know? I read it in a comic book.
Stole that from a comic book.
I read it in a comic book, but it's not any less true.
I was about to say, but in the long run, even no matter where you got it from, you're not wrong.
I just think that somehow the world would be better without the Speed Force.
Well, that's where you're wrong. Speed Force is a...
You really have to think.
She says, you really have no idea what the Speed Force is, do you? It's an energy source unlike anything other. It's a crucial element to the universe. Without it, there wouldn't be life like it is. Speed Force has been here since the beginning. And me and Misha have been really working hard to understand it. We've even found ancient ruins deep within the Speed Force, texts from those in the past. And I saw something incredible when I was in there. I saw like a vision of the future. I saw my kids running.
I went to the future.
True. She says, I saw my kids running with their kids, and their kids running with theirs, and it was beautiful. And I know that I have a long history of speedsters in my family, and this is what we were meant to do. Run as far as we can. And heroes never stop running. That's what I've learned after all this time.
That's fair. I just think we should have a rule about going back in time.
Well, I don't go back in time. I only did... That was an accident. I got stuck in the Old West, and I needed help getting back, and it was really hot, so it was you know, I'm in a desert, so I couldn't run as fast, and shut up. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. But I see your point.
I also didn't mean to go to the future. Misha kind of got me stuck in the future for a little bit.
Which wasn't her fault exactly, but...
Still, she was the one who sent me forward on accident.
I miss her. I hope she's okay out there.
If only there was a way to seal off time. Just stop speed.
Stalling time.
Not stalling. Just stopping anyone from accessing it. Keeping it the same linear progression that it has always been without the intervention of...
Well...
Is time as linear as we really think it is?
I mean, not really. I think.
Time itself is...
She's like, the future isn't written though. No one's is. The future's whatever you make of it. So make it a good one. Right?
That isn't what linear means. Linear does not mean fated or set in stone. It just
just because you say something's linear doesn't mean it's actually linear. How do you know what time is like? No one really knows.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're missing the point here. You're telling us not go back and forth in time. I feel like you know more about time than any of us.
I mean, you have a scientific explanation for everything, but not everything is.
Science.
But that's not how that works. That's not how the Speed Force works. That's not how time works.
Are you saying it's magic?
I'm not saying that's an oversimplification. Just magic.
Hey, Tony.
I'm just saying that.
I'm not saying it's magic. I'm saying it's just.
There's an explanation for everything. Science is the study of everything.
Well, not everything has a scientific explanation. Some things have different kinds of explanations, like feelings and the way of the human heart and things like that.
Feelings can be broken down into hormones and electrical impulses inside of your brain.
Well, I don't think like that, Avery. I'm sorry to say.
In the universe.
She says, I don't think that way, Avery. I don't see things like that. I go off of feeling. And there's nothing like the feeling of running, for example.
That's just endorphins. That's a chemical imbalance within your brain that happens when you feel a sense of joy.
Well, I'm just saying.
Is there a reason you're turning everything so scientific?
Because
Not everybody thinks that way, and not everything is
Not everyone
the way
has
it
the same
seems.
scientific brain as you, Avery.
She says, I'm sure I could have the same kind of technological explanation, but still things don't make sense. Because then things that seem unscientific and seem impossible, if anything, I'm a perfect example of the impossible. I mean...
Well, Jade, not to step on your ideals, but speed can be fabricated. It is as scientific as anything else in this world. You can create a formula to make anyone be able to run as fast as you.
Well,
As we are seeing right now, as he pulls out the Velocity 9 vials, the empty ones that he has. People are using your speed. And this is not
you see,
your...
when you pull out the vials, her lightning has almost like a negative reaction to it. It like zaps off her. What is that? She then recognizes. Hold on.
It's an empty vial of Velocity 9.
She then recognizes the name imprinted on the side. It says Aquin Industries from way in the future.
Yes, apparently
This is
I
you?
make this shit. Not me. A different version of me. This is Eidolon.
See,
But
this
this
is,
is pr-
but don't you, this
this
is
is
exactly what I'm talking about, Avery. The Speed Force isn't something to be replicated. That is nearly a fraction of what this is. That I didn't make these powers. These powers chose me. There's a difference. There's no scientific explanation to explain why this exists.
Well, then how do we explain any of our semblances? There's a scientific connection for any of it. Your speed is the same thing as me being able to do this, and he snaps, and just another version of him is next to him.
Everyone is unique.
I don't know about that. I feel like Jade's speed seems like it's different.
If it's different, then why doesn't she have a semblance in addition?
That's the thing.
It is my semblance, though, right?
Then it's the same.
It just feels different. Something about it feels different.
I mean, it is different in a lot of ways. I mean, it's not... Maybe when the lightning chose me, that was my semblance. I've never had any other semblance besides this. Maybe being able to warp through lightning, or maybe being able to withstand lightning and, you know, not get not be hurt by it. Maybe that's my semblance. But the Speed Force is my power, and there are just rules of the universe that we just don't cross, Avery. No matter how scientific you can explain it, it's not that simple in reality. That's why the last time I accidentally messed things up and broke time, I vowed never to do that again.
And then you went to the Wild West.
I was sent to the Wild West when I got punched by a scorpion. Because I rolled a nat 1.
Hey Tony, can I do another perception check for my hearing? I feel like, because her ears I want to make it known that her ears keep twitching.
13.
Like she hears something. 13, so that's a dirty 20, because that's a +7. It's a 20.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
The sillies.
Sillies. I love them.
Glacier's gonna end up having her own version of those. Make that known.
You hear not far ahead, you hear like commotion almost. Like there are things out there in the cave.
Kind of see your ear, like if you look, you can all see she's standing in front of you guys, but you see your ears perk up. You kind of see her look towards like the direction where you're walking, and you kind of just see her start going.
Look sharp, people, Carolina says, and her team advances ahead. Hang on, back everybody up really quick.
Glacia kind of like thinks she's like, I knew my hearing never leads me astray. I knew I heard something.
You then hear, emerging from the sewage system, you hear monsters emerging, but not just any monsters. Your perception did you well. With your perception check, you were able to identify that they are grim ahead, and as they emerge, you see them clear as day. Monsters. Not like any monsters. Very similar to the ones we fought in that village. You see green and almost mutated, deformed Grim. And different kinds of Grim, like ones you've never seen before. You see...
hey guys, do these look familiar to you?
You don't recognize these Grim as you've never seen a Grim quite like this before.
That doesn't look normal.
Yeah, no, it really does.
This one almost... You see one kind of emerge with a weapon in hand. He seems angry.
Since when do Grim carry weapons?
Yeah,
Since
that's
when do Grim carry weapons?
When did Grim get that big?
I don't like this. What is going on?
You see green mutatedness sticking out of it almost. You are engaged with more Grim along the catwalks as this monster emerges from the acid. And you see the acid is more green. Like, as you continue down the tunnel, the acid is even more, like, prominent. Like, even on the first touch, it would, like, singe your hand off. So it's best not to fall into it. Here? There is a ceiling. You're in a tunnel. You're, like, in a cave.
Awesome. I got a plan.
Okay. So, let's roll for initiative. I'm gonna start with Lil. Hang on. Let me reload it, because I got stuck on a creature. Oh, yeah.
Tony, how many people
15.
do you have to roll for?
Yeah, what was it, Tony?
Chris, you rolled a 19. Jade.
19?
Okay, Jade rolled a nat 1.
What was mine again, Tony?
You were a 15.
50, so
At the start of the initiative, you see Jade is hit with another wave of pulsing electricity. She collapses to the ground, and she almost starts like to seizure out as her lightning starts to overreact, and almost like it's whatever is pulsing, whatever electromagnetic pulses are out there, it's fucking heavily with her speed. And she is out for this. She's gonna be out for this round as she's been affected so badly that her aura almost comes to, actually her aura comes down to at least half of her normal HP.
Jesus.
You see Jackson kind of run over to her and starts healing her. It's okay, I've got you. We need to defeat these guys quick. You see Team Shadow is already rushing in, attacking. Locke pours out his sword. The others have their weapons in hand. Carolina has her dual plasma rifles.
Kind of, she spins them and connects them, and you see her pull out a scythe. You see her pull
Hell
a scythe
yeah.
back out.
So, 20 to 15.
Me, 18.
18.
22.
Okay, so it's gonna be Avery, Glacia, and then everybody else. So, start with you, Avery. What do you do?
He's gonna click his heels and run up onto the top, run upside down, and is now gonna be like standing on the ceiling.
Ooh, that's
over
sick.
the acid pit.
Yeah.
Avery, that's not very smart. If you fall, that is not going to be pretty.
I can't fall. These things are stuck.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
I click another button and they're locked in place.
You know what? You confuse me sometimes.
You see Locke activate his jetpack and fly over to engage the malevolent beast in the center with the large axe. You can go, Avery. I was advancing the battlefield as we do this too.
Okay, first action. Oh, first I'm gonna burn a bonus action to Hunter's Mark, the big dude.
Okay.
So,
You're gonna roll to hit?
just happens. No, it isn't a roll to hit or anything.
Okay.
Just happens. He
So
is
it's spell?
marked by me.
Oh, he's marked by you. Okay.
Yeah, it is a spell, but it happens.
Okay.
You
Well, that's
choose
what
a
happens with a spell.
creature- What?
Like a spells, you just cast them and it happens.
Yep. So I just see creature within range, magically mark him as a quarry. Until the end of spell, I deal an extra 1d6 damage of the weapons thing.
All right. So tell me all of the dice that you need me to roll, and I'll roll them on screen.
It's gonna be a lot of dice. That's why I'm.
That's fine. I have them right here. I can do as many as you need me to. Just tell me which ones you need.
It's easier to just have me use the dice roller because
I know. I can roll as many as I want right here. I have them all. Just tell me what dice you need me to roll.
Okay, so that was bonus action. I can't use my fun little hand cannon because that's also bonus action, I believe. Well, I can use my hand cannon, but I can't use my my eldritch cannon, which is a bonus action to summon. Yeah, it's a bonus action to summon. So wait. Sorry, just need to make sure that I'm doing the right thing here because it. Yep.
I think those two. Oh, I have an idea.
Those got an idea.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Because I'm actually reading into my actions and my abilities now instead of just going weapon, smack once, then go.
So, okay, with, sorry, just, there's a lot of things that happen with my spells.
We'll just get one total, like, if you have, like, add-ons or whatever that go to the damage or whatever, just get all the add-ons or whatever in one number, so then you can just add it to whatever we roll in the game.
Okay, so, loading the incendiary rounds, and flipping the switch on the sniper to, trigger the booming blade
Out of
shot.
curiosity, how many Grim are in front of us?
You've got a pretty big, like a very medium-sized group of mutated Grims, so they're not like normal Grim. They are like a lot beefier. Not exactly one-shot. Oh god, not exactly one-shot kind of enemies, but more ones you have to like be wary of and take your time with.
Okay, so that is it's 2d8 for
Oh god, man.
it's
2d8. That's not the way around.
no
2.
it's 2d8 for the revolver plus 1d8 for the thunder plus 1d6 for the hunter's mark.
So we're gonna roll
And
all 3 of
then
them.
That is
Or all 4 of
them. That's plus 5. No,
So let's see.
sorry, it is plus 5 plus 4, so plus 9.
Alright, so let's see. What we got? You got 21 with all of those combined.
21 plus 9.
30.
So 30.
Alright, so
30 points of damage as the shot thunders. And
Ooh,
if
I got you.
And if he moves, he takes an additional 2d8 thunder damage.
So
As the,
he staggers at least 2 feet
where the
backwards. He takes 2 steps and staggers backwards. So we're gonna do
And where? Oh, you want
13.
It's do not.
So it's 43 in total.
Yeah. So basically, he got hit, and the there was like this purple light, sort of sparked from his shoulder, and as he stepped back, it sort of pulsed, or it exploded again.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something when I can. I think I figured out a combo I can do.
All right.
That is my action for the turn.
All right. So after that, we're gonna have the monster is going to roll. Let me get my thingamabob for my thingamabob. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna roll to hit. Ooh. So we got 10 plus 9. 10 plus 9, 19. Does he hit? The monster's gonna try and hit for you, Avery. Does 19 hit your AC or your aura?
It would if I didn't use shield.
Okay.
So, as he shoots, just like the Spartans before me, it looks like it's gonna hit my head, but then it just shatters across an invisible shield.
Okay.
I just smile.
So it goes in with its axe and tries to hit you, but it bounces off the shield, deflects it, and
yeah.
He's now going to be in an enraged state where his bonus action allows him to do a roaring charge.
Bonus
so
attack?
It's going to be sort of a bonus attack. So we're gonna try. He's gonna do another roll to hit again. This time.
My current AC is 22 now.
All right. So let me see. He rolls with advantage when he is enraged. So let's go advantage. Okay, so 9 plus 9 is a 18. So it does not hit. He goes in for a raging charge. I'm gonna have Locke do a because he's in sort of the range of it. You're kind of like your suction cup feet allow you to kind of like move over as it kind of charges through. Locke is going to see if he avoids this with his rockets. He does. He kind of flies over to the side as it charges past and plows through a couple of the Grim standing within the acid. And you notice that the acid is almost like the source of which the mutations have given these creatures. Like, they've been sifting in this for like a long time. These tunnels, everyone gets the kind of idea that these tunnels, somebody, whatever made these creatures mutated, it's due to these waters having affected them all this time. These acidy waters. Glacia, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Wait a
What, Chris? What's up?
Tony, quick question.
Sure.
When we got that beacon crown relic, is that the actual relic or is that a replica?
It was a replica created by the crown that essentially it was made from the same elements of the universe passed down by the gods, and it was the power within was awakened by using the negative Speed Force crystals, because Reverse Jade at the time had been summoned and she was there terrorizing shit and making shit happen. So that crown that we discovered was turned into the headmasters as into evidence. So we don't have it anymore, but it was just a replica. No, it was turned in for evidence. We all turned in everything for evidence.
Okay.
Good enough. Sorry, I notes very good.
All right, Glacia, what do you do?
I just realized it. Okay. I don't think I have to be in stealth for that to work, right? Chris, you know better than I do. Do I have to be in stealth for sneak attack to work or no?
There are very specific rules for sneak attack. Either you have to have advantage, which usually comes for being in stealth or other things, or if you have a party member engaged with them, then sneak attack will also count.
Because their attention, would be centered on the person they're fighting.
Actually, no, I have an idea. So, the big dude's engaged with Chris and Locke, isn't he?
Yeah.
Avery and Locke, right? So Glacia kind of lets her scythe go, and you see her kind of pull out her bow again, and she kind of like takes aim at the big dude.
All right. Let's roll to hit.
Okay.
I'm gonna be right back.
That is a 10
real quick.
plus
11.
Plus 11.
Yeah.
Ooh, that just hits. All right. So that's a 21, right?
Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah, that just hits. So,
So you kind of see her, like, let it fly. So that is 1d8 and oh my god, that's a lot of damage. I'm realizing. Okay then. So it's 1d8 and 2d6 plus 18.
Plus 18.
Yeah, because my bow is it's
So-
a 1d8 plus 6, and then my sneak attack is 2d6 plus 12.
So 1d8 plus how many? Sorry.
It's a d8 and then 2d6.
Okay. Roll those.
And then
That is a 14.
plus, and then add 18 to that.
18 to the 14.
So 32, yes.
Okay. So you that was a powerful arrow. So you fire it. You see that the arrow lodge into its gullet, kind of in this like weak point section here. You target pretty much his underbelly, where a lot of that mutation kind of didn't affect or take effect into yet. In doing so, you create like almost like a gashing wound that the arrow is just kind of there, and it hasn't even like, it's one of those ice arrows, right?
Yeah.
It's an ice arrow that doesn't dissipate when you.
I bet it doesn't leave.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave until
It
Gracie
actually
wills it to.
it actually turns into obsidian as it like mellows inside of it, and you see that the entire arrow becomes obsidian.
It's still gonna stay there until Glacia wills.
It's going to. It's just it's now obsidian and no longer ice.
I'm gonna use Horde Breaker, which it's once on each turn I can make a weapon attack, and I can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature.
Okay. So what do you have to do?
It's just after as long as I make a weapon attack, I can make another attack onto a different creature.
Okay.
Oh wait, is that a Horde Breaker skill?
That's a ranger skill. Horde Breaker.
Wait, oh, that's... I forget what subclass that is for Ranger.
You see Shadow right next to you. She says, "Hey, kid, you want a team attack?"
Glacia's like, I don't know. Can you keep up?
Tony,
Can I?
I'm gonna be right back.
I can?
You have a bunch of...
He has other characters before you come back.
He's
Alright.
got other characters. Yeah, I need to make some soda.
Go ahead.
Glacia, you can kind of see her like she kind of grips her arrow, like her bow and arrow. She's like, so you want to go first, or should I?
After you. I'm the Shadow
You
after
kinda see
all.
her-
You see her like disappear, but you see her movement still. Her shadow on the wall still is there, but she completely disappears from you, and you can see her like shadow. She pretty much, her whole thing is shadows. She can kind of do shit
Yeah.
with them.
Carolina's in front of her, right?
Yes.
Glacia looks at Carolina and she's, hey Carolina, I need you to do me one quick favor. Just take a knee.
She then kind of does a superhero pose when she does that.
You kind of see her like, Glacia like runs and leaps off of Carolina's back, and you
Hell
see her
yeah.
kind of aim at
She then like
one of the-
pushes you up to send you forward.
which room or which? I want to like before I like decide which one I want to attack.
So you have like a group of them here. They're all different variants of mutated like Grims. You have like a Grim
Oh,
dog.
this is a team attack, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of see her, she's like, okay, I have an idea. So she kind of like aims an arrow and knocks it, and like kind of looks right in between the group. And you notice that the arrow has a dust crystal attached to the front of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nice. It's a nice dust crystal. She actually just let the arrow fly, and it wasn't like she was aiming for anyone in specific. She was just aiming at the ground in between them.
Okay, so
So
you're
when the
aiming at the
arrow-
ground?
Yeah, kind of like to stop their movement in a sense.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
So
So
as like the arrow hits, it kind of like you see it kind of the dust crystal breaks, and you see the arrow also shatter at the same time, and it kind of just leaves a whole entire like their kind of feet getting encased in ice.
sick. So as you do that, you see Shadow emerge from because when the ice can sort of create like mini shadows within it.
Yeah.
You see her reappearing in and out of the ice crystals with her dual swords. She's kind of like she's like cutting through all of them, and she kind of does like a 11 hit combo that allows her to do some shit. So roll your damage. I'm gonna roll. Let's roll your shit. Whatever you gotta do.
You want me to roll my own damage?
We're gonna roll it here. Just tell me what you need me to roll.
It's just a D8 this time. Because
D8?
the other one was sneak attack, so it's just a D8, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna roll a D8. It's gonna be 2 plus frost damage.
6, so 8, and
Okay.
plus that.
So it'll be 12.
How much frost damage? I would say how much frost damage are you allowing it to do? So then
I think we said 2.
I think we said D4, I thought. For
Uh,
elemental. Or was it D4 for elemental no matter what?
I don't know, something like that.
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
say,
D4 for elemental.
regardless, we're gonna say I'm gonna keep it at 12. I think that'll be that should work. And it does 12 all across the board for all 4 of these guys here, as it's kind of like an area of effect damage. So they take some frost damage, and they're also slowed because of it.
All right, and as my last sort of thing, I'm going to pull a rogue and dash out. Use my cutting action to dash out.
All right. So you dash kind of off to the. There's actually a cubby here that you can kind of tuck into.
Oh wait, there is. Wait.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna hide.
Bet. So you kind of tuck into this like cubby area here where like you're just out of sight.
Going into stealth.
Yeah.
It's like just going into stealth basically.
You then see Carolina and Wash charge ahead. You see they kind of take the lead, kind of bouncing off one another, kick punching. He's firing his weapon. That's not it. While she's blasting with her plasma rifles. You see her leap off a Wash, jumping into the crowd, and kind of she has a grenade launcher that she kind of using her grappling hook. She kind of grapples and like zips up to the ceiling while shooting her grenade launcher.
Get shivers as soon as he sees a fucking grenade.
You then see Wash actually gets cornered in between these 2 pillars by a couple of these grim dogs as one of them grabs onto his rifle, starts trying to rip it out of his hand, and the other one kind of grabs onto his visor, the teeth sinking into its helmet. Because of the electromagnetic pulses, it is easily able to pierce through its shield. It almost cracks a corner of his visor, and you see Carolina kind of she kind of what's it called? What's the word for it?
What are you trying to?
She kind of like yelps out like "Wash!" As she like zips back in, she kicks the dogs, throws one of them over, kind of over here, wounding it, crippling it.
Just casually watching, she's like,
You see her.
this is awkward.
You see her steal Wash's knife off of his pouch, stab it in the neck like 4 times, like throws it off to the side, and then throws the knife into the eye of the one right here. This one dies and falls into the lake. You see Grim kind of trying to climb up the wall, but she kind of stomps on him, and keeps him like trying to keep him from falling down. And Jackson kind of picks up Jade and kind of moves her closer to you guys. It's like, we're about to be outnumbered in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to get another stealth. I'm gonna be able to get another sneak attack.
Hell yeah.
I hid, so I'm in stealth again.
You then see Locke. He powers on his sword,
That's a ranger.
and he charges for the malevolent creature. He does like a javelin kind of charge at this creature with his blade.
So why don't you use Hunter's Mark? You're a ranger. Why don't you use Hunter's Mark?
I haven't gotten. Wait, hold on.
It's a first level spell. When you get spellcasting.
No, I went and tried to do the like role playing thing and made spells that Glacia would actually use. I haven't bothered going back and switching them yet. Which I'm actually gonna do now. Thank you for telling me.
Hunter's Mark is a very good spell. Like, honestly, whenever coming from a mid-maxer, whenever you want to, like, find a way to deal extra damage, Hunter's Mark is a good pick. Because every attack you make gets down to 6. With
I'm wondering something, Chris. Is it just for your rolls, like for your attacks? It all is.
It's just for your attacks. Plus, with Hunter's Mark and Hex do 2 different things. Hex makes it so they have disadvantage on a specific type of ability check, whereas Hunter's Mark...
So while they're talking to each other, I'll describe what's going on. They're muted right now, so I can describe this. So you see Locke flying in, attacking the creature left and right with his blade, elegantly slashing, dealing lots of damage to the creature, as it then grabs him, throws him into the wall. He then kind of dishevels himself, blasts off with his rocket, and he shoots a final, like, kind of backpack rocket at the creature. And, hold on, that's not it. Let's roll. I need 2 of these, 2 of those. That should be fine. Yeah. 19 plus 4 explosive damage and 3 laser damage. All right, so that's gonna be 26 damage. All right, so we're good. You see, Locke ends his turn by keeping the creature targeted on him.
Are you adding?
It is now back to the.
Proficiency to hit.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not.
All right, everybody on this side of the wall has to make a saving throw as the creature is kind of berserking and he's using his big axe and kind of slashing across the entire catwalk to see if he can hit anything.
Oh, these catwalks. So yeah, I'm not part of that group.
Well, you're right in its range. Like, he's staring directly where everybody is. That's why I said everybody. It's gonna be a dex save. So I'm gonna roll for you though.
Okay.
13. I'll roll for Chris. 15.
15 plus 3.
All right.
18.
So 18. What'd you get, Lo?
Mine was 19.
What's the? So it's a 19. Ooh.
Mine was 19.
Okay. So, Avery. Out of 18.
Are you gonna say I fail? Do I fail?
You half fail. So you're like right where I was aiming for.
Genius.
Okay.
I'll use Stroke of Genius and give put a +5 onto my ability on my saving throw.
All right. So you're good. So he slashes across this catwalk. Let me see who else. Let's roll for Jackson. Ooh.
Yeah, Flash of Genius.
Let's see if I'm plus in. Jackson.
Whenever you or another creature you can see within 30 feet makes an ability check or saving throw, you may use your
+4. Okay, so Jackson and Jade, those two aren't so lucky as the creature slashes its axe directly across the catwalk, while Lil Glacia is tucked in her cubby, hidden and in stealth. Jackson and Jade are right in this blast zone, and they get crushed by falling rocks and debris coming from the ceiling of the sewers. So together, because Jade's passed out, I rolled as one collective thing. They rolled a 2 + 1, and that was not enough. They are.
I couldn't help them even if I tried. I can only give them a +5.
So
I can give me or anyone a +5 to any ability check or saving throw.
So let me get some rocks and debris.
Pretty good for an.
A big crater of rocks kind of falls on top of the two of them, and they are crushed. Not dead, obviously, but they are crushed. Glacia sees it, like, almost just having barely missed it from her little cubby spot.
She kind of like, you kind of see her like close her eyes, trying to like keep herself silent because she knows that there's everything can technically see her if she lets out one little thing.
So it is now as the initiative is recycled through, it is Avery's turn again. And we're gonna do one last round before I do like a cliffhanger for the night.
Cool. It is my action again. Yeah, nothing really that helpful at the moment. I could use this.
I will say you feel like breath of like of the creature, like almost like staring menacing at you. Like if you were to look over your shoulder, this is what you see. You're just like, hey, how you doing?
Its breathing's also kind of labored because you also notice the fact that it still has the arrow lodged in its stomach.
Yeah, it's also got many laser burns on his up and down his body from Locke's lightsaber.
I just look at him and go, "It's okay. I'll put you out of your misery." Puts the barrel directly against its forehead.
All right.
So I get 2 shots with this one, basically. I'm gonna booming blade, so that is the 3d8 and 1d6. I can roll that if you want.
I got you. So it's a three. It's a what?
3d8 and 1d6.
3d8 and 1d6. All right, and we got a 21.
Plus 9 is 30.
All right.
Another 30? Jesus Christ.
And then I get a second shot. With, God damn it, why does it always hide my Eldritch Cannon stats? Okay, where the fuck is my Eldritch Cannon?
You see that when you shot it, you see the bullet hole almost like when you see like a clear hole that goes from one side of the creature to the other side, like you can see the other side of the wall. And then you see that the mutations almost start to fill that hole with its own like creepiness. Like his eye went from being like guts and gore, and then that was just like almost like an acidy mutation that is like almost like not repairing it at all. Like the damage is still dealt, but you see that it's like trying to save the almost like the mutations are like changing the biology of the creature. I know. I'm just describing shit as the DM.
I also figured out.
I'm still being a
I
DM.
figured out why I had to plus 12 to my sneak attack.
Why?
It's because it's I think it's a plus 3 per each level of rogue, and I'm a level 4 rogue.
Now, roll to hit again for the sniper shot, or am I
Alright.
not having to roll since I'm?
Let's roll.
Since I am literally
Point blank.
point blank.
I would
shot.
say you couldn't miss it. You couldn't miss the shot. So regardless,
Then that
You are point
is,
blank.
you get advantage of anything. And it's a 16, so you're chilling.
oh yeah, that's plus 8. So that is. This one is going to be a plus 10 for damage. So it's 2d8, 1d6, and then when that thing moves, because it's pushed 10 feet from me, when it moves, it takes an additional 2d8. So that is 4d8 and 1d6 damage, plus 10.
All right. So I'm gonna put the 48 in there because he will stagger. 22 points of damage.
Plus 10, so
32.
points of
You
damage.
see your bullet hole go right through the creature's brain, and you see because of the incendiary shot. I don't know if you use that, but
Oh yeah, I did. All
you
the
use
shots
the
are incendiary.
you use the incendiary shot, and you see the brain physically. That's not it. And the creature goes down. And unlike a normal Grim, this Grim does not dissipate upon its death.
Since it fell, Tony, the arrow that was lodged in its chest that turned it into obsidian, it starts turning the entire puddle to, like the entire thing to obsidian as well with it.
That so you see that the lake is like almost obsidian, becoming like this portion of the acidy lake is becoming obsidianified.
And then I'm gonna move the hunter's mark to the next biggest boy.
The next biggest boy would be, there's two of them. There's this bigger Beowulf looking dude, and there's like this like green like slug looking dude. I'm gonna make him bigger because I like big stuff.
I'm gonna go for the slug looking dude.
All right. All right.
So it's almost if like there was this like sort of like nanites, almost not nanites, like
Courtesy of Ray Palmer.
what?
Courtesy of Ray Palmer.
See Ray Palmer.
Oh.
I get it because
Yeah.
that's
I
his
get it.
thing. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be actually, you know, yeah, let's do like it's almost like a little tick that was on the creature.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of launches and slams in this other creature and is now just there, blinking.
Okay. All right.
That's my hunter's mark.
And if that is the end of your turn, we will move on to Glacia.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Glacia, what do you do?
Alright, So, Glacier's kind of in stealth. She's realizing that she has to choose to do one of two things, and it's either help Jade and Jax, or help kill things. She looks over, she's like, I'm gonna regret this later. Kind of see her look over. You kind of see her pull out like a coin out of her pocket, and you see her flick the coin at the Beowulf in the back, the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of see it latch on, and you start to see it kind of shine blue.
Okay.
I'm also casting Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
I'm casting Hunter's Mark on the dude in the back.
Got you.
But since technically she's not attacking from stealth yet, I'm gonna also sneak attack it. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot it with my bow.
Mark does... Oh, you're gonna shoot it. Okay.
No, I'm gonna sneak attack it with my bow.
All right. So let's roll.
Roll.
Let's do it. Roll to hit, or is it a hit?
It's roll to hit, yeah.
All right. So let's roll to hit with advantage. So it's gonna be a 9
plus 11, so 20.
20. All right.
Yeah.
So you exactly hit it. Perfect. So you hit it, and
You kind of see her like lock the arrow, and kind of see her let a breath go, and she just fires. So that is a D8, 2d, and I think 3d6, because Hunter's Mark is 1d6. Am I right?
Yep.
all right. Oh shit! I lost a couple of them.
And a D8.
18.
Okay, hold on. Let me add this all up. Wait. So that's plus 6. That's 24. 36. No, I think it's it. Right? Yeah. 36.
All right. So you do 36 points of damage to the mutated big boy Grim, and it kind of staggers backwards. It's like, it starts like almost like it's like trying to pick up speed, like how a bull will like scratch the ground, like, you know, kick up dirt, and then it starts kind of like pushing the other two Grim out of the way, and it wants to go in for like a slash.
I still have my cunning actions.
Go ahead. I'm just telling you what it's doing as a reaction to that.
I'm gonna hide again. I'm gonna hide back into the cubby.
Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't do what I. All right. Well, there we go. You hide and somehow has no idea what you where you've gone. It just now it decided, okay, block Agent Washington is now its target. It runs after him. It picks him up by his helmet and kind of slams him down. And like sends a claw through its like one of his one of the thin pieces of armored plating. He's like, ugh! And he pulls out his knife, stabs it in the shoulder, and it staggers backwards. You are in stealth still. Do you do anything else?
Do I have anything else to do?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, my last thing I had to do was my cunning action, which is going into stealth.
All right. So, it is the end of that, and we will leave it right there where Agent Washington, his fate unknown, he was stabbed like kind of in his gullet, and everything is kind of going to shit. Jade and Jackson are crushed by rocks. Their conditions uncertain. What will our heroes survive the epic battle in the sewers of deadly monsters and mutated Grim? Who knows? Find out next time on Jaeger. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I will do a small cutscene, like as a what's it called? It is a pretty much like end credit scene. Dakota, stop it. Oh, stop. Oh, you're done. You are done. You are done. You are done. You are done.
Part of the video.
She does. You are done, though. Let me bring it back. Eventually, later, we end up back at Mistral momentarily. Or yes, back in Haven. Previously, when we last left Misha, she was told to run. She was on her way back to the Cosmic Treadmill, where she would attempt to send the negative Speed Force crystal that she got from Avery into the artificial Speed Force that would hopefully destabilize that Speed Force, causing some crazy stuff.
It's a vial of pure negative speed force.
That's what I mean. It's like a crystal. That's a crystal of that energy. Yes, that's what I meant. And so she speeds in. When she arrives back at the academy and everyone's gone, she's like, the treadmill, it's not there. And when she walks around the corner, she sees Avery at the computer terminal. She's like, I thought we were... How did you get here? He's like, well, change of plan. I had a better idea that could, well...
Who the fuck is this?
That could give us the same effect, but something that will really do damage to a god. She's like, right. Yeah. She then turns and looks around. She's like kind of confused by all this, but then she takes a notice, and as Avery turns, she sees the left side of his eye scar, and almost like a red flame coming off of it. She then sees speeding in at a rapid fast speed Adelon's suit.
Long time no see. Let's go for a run, shall we? And he grabs her by the throat, lifting her up, and he speeds off.
With Misha. Misha gone, and she was tricked by not Avery, but Adelon. And that is where we leave the scene. Our fates, unknown and questionable. Tune in next time to the next episode.
Ignore Eidolon. It's not our problem. Fate's just gonna happen. Fuck you. Y'all motherfuckers never listen to Avery. Avery's trying to stop a bad future from happening. You're just no. Just let it happen. It's fine. We'll fix it a bit. We'll fix it when it happens, not be preemptive about it. That's how you get herpes, kids.
Hey, thank you. Hate that very much.
Didn't need that.
Well, fellas, thank y'all for joining us this week.
If you don't think ahead of time, you're gonna catch a disease, or in this case, destroy the timeline again.
Yeah, it be happening like that sometimes, man. I want to thank you guys for joining us this week on Jaeger, episode 13, Gods and Goliaths. Some crazy shit happened, and we got into some crazy fights with some monsters, and Jade was very unlucky. She got she was getting really fucked up with, you know, her powers were malfunctioning, and she got crushed by some rocks because Jackson wasn't swift enough, I guess. Be like that sometimes, but our heroes will hopefully survive and get through this in one piece, or their fates will be shown to them in its truest, purest form. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us this week on the Jaeger D&D campaign. This has been fun. You guys want to say your last goodbyes?
Well, goodbye, peoples. I am learning more and more on how to be broken, I think.
Apparently. So Lil's just embracing being broken. Pretty much. Thanks.
I didn't realize it until now.
Jesus.
Allow you to buff damage. I've been looking at like ways for going to level 6 in another campaign to add damage, and I think I need to be waiting till level 8. And then I can at least get a hunter's mark, but I feel like it would be better if I had like an actual like I know I'm trying to make a monk do more damage, and I think to get an additional die worth of damage from something, and I think I know how to do it. It just didn't take me some time.
Well, until next time, maybe I'll kill you one of these days. Who knows?
I mean, who knows? Maybe everyone in Team Jaeger dies and Avery rebuilds them all, and everyone is a cyborg in Team Artemis created by Avery.
Damn.
We don't know.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
That's why the timeline's so weird.
Maybe that's why
Maybe
shit's
Avery had a
broken.
mental breakdown.
And then for a while he was talking to a bunch of volleyballs with everyone's faces on him. He was going into madness, and then
maybe Avery pulled William Afton. Who knows?
Wilson. Jesus. Well.
Maybe Avery killed a bunch of kids and stuffed them in animatronic suits.
Oh, like Five Nights at Betty's.
Yeah,
Daddy?
you know I said William Afton.
Daddy.
Well, shit.
Man said fucking 5 nights at Denny's.
5 nights at...
Yo, 5 nights at Chuck E. Cheese. That'd be scary.
I would never do that.
Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow?
Oh no. Yo, Chuck E. Cheese stream? Hell yeah, I win all the games. I win all the prizes. Bet. Thank you guys for joining. We'll catch you guys next week later.
Later.
Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit.